I came basically from the church and from the streets. I was a jazz musician as a kid, and I learned to play the blues and jazz and gospel and that whole thing.
Maurice White, the visionary behind Earth, Wind, and Fire, was more than just a musician. He was a pioneer who shaped the sound of an era. But behind the success, the Grammys, and the timeless hits, there was a deeply personal story, one of triumph, struggle, and an ending that left fans heartbroken. In this video, we take you inside Maurice White's abandoned home, uncover the truth about his net worth, and explore the heartbreaking final years of his life. What happened to the legendary musician's estate after his passing? And how did his battle with Parkinson's disease affect his later years? Stay with us as we uncover the hidden details of Maurice White's legacy, both the highs and the tragic lows. When Earth, Wind, and Fire burst onto the scene with Boogie Wonderland, they didn't just deliver a hit, they redefined the sound of an era. Their electrifying rhythms and bold, glamorous style drew in audiences far beyond soul music lovers, making them one of the most iconic bands of all time. At their peak, Earth, Wind, and Fire ruled the airwaves, bringing an unstoppable energy that felt like a non-stop celebration, like funk royalty lighting up the stage. But behind the magic was one visionary, Maurice White. More than just a songwriter, producer, and vocalist, White was a musical architect who saw possibilities where others didn't. He didn't just follow trends, he set them. Those who say he was ahead of his time are absolutely right. What started as a childhood dream became a legacy that still resonates today. Walt Disney once said, "If you can visualize it, if you can dream it, there's some way to do it." If anyone embodied that spirit, it was Maurice White. Maurice White was born on December 19, 1941, in Memphis, Tennessee, and spent his early years in the Foot Homes housing projects, raised by his grandmother. While attending Booker T. Washington High School, he formed a close friendship with fellow Memphis native Booker T. Jones, a connection that would spark the beginning of their musical journeys. As a teenager, White moved to Chicago to live with his mother and stepfather, where he enrolled at the prestigious Chicago Conservatory of Music. By the mid-1960s, he was making a name for himself as a session drummer at the legendary Chess Records, laying down beats for some of the biggest names in blues and soul, including Etta James, Muddy Waters, and the Impressions. It was during his time at Chess that White's path crossed with jazz pianist Ramsey Lewis, leading to an opportunity that would shape his career. White joined the Ramsey Lewis Trio as a drummer, contributing to 9 albums and even winning a Grammy for the track Hold It Right There. Beyond the music itself, working with Lewis gave White a deeper understanding of showmanship and stage presence. During his time with the Ramsey Lewis Trio, Maurice White discovered the kalimba, an African thumb piano that would become a signature element in Earth, Wind, and Fire's sound. This small but powerful instrument added a unique, mystical quality to the band's music. White often credited Ramsey Lewis not only with broadening his musical perspective, but also with teaching him lessons that went beyond just playing notes. Determined to create something groundbreaking, Maurice White, alongside his brother Verdine, restructured Earth, Wind, and Fire in 1972, bringing in a fresh lineup of talented musicians. One of the most significant additions was vocalist Philip Bailey, whose soaring falsetto became a defining part of the band's signature sound. The following year, Earth, Wind, and Fire released Head to the Sky, a game-changing album that produced their first 2 major hits, Evil and Keep Your Head to the Sky. The success of these songs signaled the band's rising influence, but it was clear that Maurice White was the guiding force behind it all. As both the creative mastermind and bandleader, he set the vision that would shape their unparalleled impact on music. Beyond the music, White's personal philosophy of health, spirituality, and optimism became ingrained in Earth, Wind, and Fire's identity. As NPR's Jason King described it, the band's music served as a kind of emotional armor, offering joy and resilience in a world that could often feel harsh. Maurice White's concept was simple yet profound: to create uplifting, soulful black music that inspired and empowered. And with every song, he encouraged listeners to stay positive, keep their spirits high, and never lose sight of hope. Maurice White's passion for astrology and black positivity extended far beyond music. It played a major role in shaping Earth, Wind, and Fire's visual identity. The band's aesthetic was deeply influenced by ancient Egyptian symbolism, incorporating powerful icons like the Ankh and the Eye of Horus. But Maurice's influence wasn't just about sound or visuals. He understood the deeper impact music could have on people. Under his leadership, Earth, Wind, and Fire became more than just a band. They became a movement. Their music and message promoted positivity, resilience, and a strong connection to cultural heritage, making them a lasting force in both music and culture. Looking back on the band's journey, bassist Verdine White reflected on Maurice's leadership in a 2013 interview with The Telegraph. He described his older brother as a powerful guiding force, especially since most of the band members were still young when they started out. When Earth, Wind, and Fire first came together, Maurice was 31, while most of the other members were just 21. As their leader, he wanted to set a strong foundation, not just musically but personally. He emphasized a lifestyle rooted in discipline and well-being, encouraging the band to prioritize healthy eating, meditation, vitamins, and a lifelong thirst for knowledge. For Maurice, being an artist wasn't just about performing. It was about continuous growth and living with purpose. In 1975, Earth, Wind, and Fire had their big breakthrough with That's the Way of the World, an album that took them to new heights. The record featured the smash hit Shining Star, which shot to #1, won on the charts and cemented the band's place in music history. This success made them the first black act to simultaneously top both the Billboard album and singles charts, a groundbreaking achievement. With momentum on their side, the band launched a massive world tour, packing arenas and captivating audiences with their electrifying performances. Their live shows weren't just about great music, they were full-scale productions. Dressed in vibrant African-inspired costumes, the band combined their tight musicianship with dazzling visual effects and mind-blowing illusions, turning their concerts into unforgettable experiences. Under Maurice White's visionary leadership, Earth, Wind, and Fire didn't just make great records, they redefined what a live performance could be. Their concerts blended music, spectacle, and showmanship in a way that set them apart, making them one of the most influential and sought-after live acts of their time. The multi-platinum album Gratitude was a major success, spending 3 weeks at #1, one on the pop charts in late 1975. The album delivered several standout tracks, including the gold-certified R&B hit Sing a Song, which topped the charts, and the soulful ballad Can't Hide Love, which peaked at #11 on the R&B charts. Fan favorites like Celebrate, Gratitude, and a stunning live version of Reasons also helped solidify the album's legacy. With Maurice White's sharp musical direction and the band's dynamic performances, Gratitude became one of Earth, Wind, and Fire's most celebrated records. By 1976, Maurice White's creative vision took on a more spiritual tone with Spirit, another multi-platinum success. The album reached #1, 2 on the pop charts for 2 weeks that fall, and featured the gold-certified chart-topping R&B single Getaway, along with the infectious Saturday Night. Spirit remains one of the band's most beloved albums, not just for its music, but also because it marked the final collaboration with Charles Stepney. Stepney, a gifted producer, arranger, multi-instrumentalist, and longtime collaborator of Maurice White, played a crucial role in shaping Earth, Wind, and Fire's sound. Tragically, he passed away on May 17, 1976, in Chicago at just 45 years old. Building on their streak of musical excellence, Earth, Wind, and Fire released the multi-platinum album All in late 1977. The album climbed to #1, 3 on the pop charts, and earned 3 Grammy Awards, further cementing the band's place in music history. It featured stunning arrangements by Chicago soul maestro Tom Washington and Brazilian composer Eumir Deodato, adding a rich global dimension to its sound. The album's standout singles included the R&B smash Serpentine Fire, which dominated the #1 spot. One spot for 7 weeks, and the ethereal Fantasy, which became a fan favorite. A key part of the band's signature sound during this era was the legendary Phoenix horns. Made up of Don Myrick on saxophone, Louis Satterfield on trombone, and trumpeters Ramley Michael Davis and Michael Harris, the horn section brought an explosive energy that became a defining element of Earth, Wind & Fire's music. At the same time, Maurice White was expanding his influence beyond the band, proving himself as a powerhouse producer. He worked closely with the Emotions, producing their albums Flowers, 1976, and Rejoice, 1977. The latter featuring the massive #1 hit Best of My Love, which topped both the R&B and pop charts. Maurice also collaborated with Denise Williams on her 1976 album This Is Niecy, which included the top 10 R&B hit Free. By the late 1970s, Maurice White was not just making music, he was building an empire. Expanding his influence beyond performing, he partnered with Columbia Records to launch his own label, ARC, solidifying his reputation as both a musical innovator and a savvy entrepreneur. During this time, Earth, Wind & Fire reached another milestone with the release of The Best of Earth, Wind & Fire, Volume 1, a multi-platinum compilation that topped the R&B charts and peaked at #1. 9 on the pop charts in the summer of 1978. One of the album's highlights was their vibrant cover of the Beatles' Got to Get You Into My Life, which not only became a hit, but also earned the band a performance spot in the 1978 film Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Another standout from this era was September, an infectious, feel-good anthem that became one of the band's most iconic songs. Paired with the lush and romantic Love's Holiday from All in All, the two tracks further showcased Earth, Wind & Fire's ability to craft timeless music. At the heart of it all were their legendary live performances. Their concerts weren't just shows, they were immersive experiences. Blending dazzling lights, pyrotechnics, and flawless musicianship, the band created a sense of cosmic unity, often incorporating magic illusions to heighten the spectacle. For Maurice White, music was more than entertainment. It was a powerful force for positivity. Summing up his mission, he once said, "We live in a negative society. I see our music as medicine." Released in the summer of 1979, I Am became another multi-platinum success for Earth, Wind & Fire, climbing to #1. 3 on the pop charts. The album was fueled by the infectious, million-selling hit Boogie Wonderland, a dynamic collaboration with the Emotions. Another highlight was the heartfelt ballad After the Love Has Gone, written by David Foster, Jay Graydon, and Bill Champlin. The song struck a chord with listeners, earning gold certification and peaking at #1. 2 on both the R&B and pop charts. Following this success, the band released Faces in late 1980, which reached #1. 10 on the pop charts. The album featured standout singles like Let Me Talk, You, and Love Goes On, further showcasing Earth, Wind & Fire's signature blend of funk, soul, and sophistication. Then came Let's Groove, a funk-driven anthem co-written by the Emotions' Wanda Vaughn and her husband Wayne Vaughn. The song marked a major resurgence for the band, dominating the R&B charts at #1, 1 for 8 weeks, and reaching #1. 3 on the pop charts. Its massive success propelled their 1981 album, Raise, to platinum status, peaking at #1. 5 on the pop charts and reaffirming Earth, Wind & Fire's place at the top of the music world. After the massive success of Raise, Earth, Wind & Fire continued their momentum with Powerlight in 1983, which earned gold certification and peaked at #1. 12 on the pop charts. The album featured the Grammy-nominated R&B hit Fall in Love with Me. However, their next release, Electric Universe, marked a downturn, reaching only number 40 on the charts. Sensing it was time for a break, Maurice White shifted his focus. Signing a solo deal with Columbia, he released a soulful cover of Ben E. King's Stand By Me, which became a hit, reaching number 1, 6 on the R&B charts. His self-titled solo album, Maurice White, 1985, showcased tracks like The Tropical Switch on Your Radio and the ethereal ballad I Need You. Around this time, he also launched Kalimba Productions, which would go on to produce music for The Emotions, Denise Williams, Ramsey Lewis, and even Barbra Streisand. In 2006, White collaborated with Broadway legend Maurice Hines on Hot Feet, a dance musical that fused Hines's choreography with Earth, Wind & Fire's timeless hits, further cementing his legacy in both music and theater. In 2016, Earth, Wind & Fire reached a defining moment in their legacy when they were honored with the Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award, recognizing their lasting influence on music. Maurice White's impact, through his work as a producer, collaborator, entrepreneur, and mentor, left an indelible mark on the industry and culture. Maurice White's Bel Air Ridge home. In the peaceful and upscale Bel Air Ridge neighborhood of Los Angeles, a stunning 4-bedroom home has just hit the market. But beyond its beautifully renovated interiors, prime location, and spacious layout, what truly sets this property apart is its history. This was the longtime home of Maurice White. White lived in this residence for more than 40 years, creating some of his most iconic music within its walls. After his passing in 2016, the home changed hands a few years later, and now it's back on the market, listed for $3,985,000. Beyond his musical genius, White is remembered as an innovator who inspired generations with his artistry and uplifting spirit. His former home, a Tudor-style residence built in 1978, sits at 10,122 Baywood Court, tucked away on a quiet cul-de-sac in the prestigious Bel Air Ridge community. Overlooking the scenic Beverly Glen Park Reserve, the home beautifully blends classic Tudor charm with modern upgrades. Spanning over 4,000 square feet, it features 4 bedrooms and 3.5 bathrooms, with a luxurious primary suite that boasts a dual-sided fireplace, a spacious seating area, and a private terrace with sweeping views. The bright, open living spaces include a refined living room, a chef's kitchen equipped with high-end appliances, and a wet bar and dining area that open to the backyard. While the home has been extensively updated in recent years, incorporating modern design elements and state-of-the-art amenities, it still retains its original character. Standout features include an outdoor kitchen with a gas grill and custom marble cooking station, as well as a private backyard perfect for entertaining. The home's main bedroom suite features a double-sided fireplace, a sitting area, and a large sun terrace with panoramic canyon, city, and ocean views. There's also a chef's kitchen with floor-to-ceiling cabinetry and a dining area with a wet bar that opens to the backyard. 2 additional fireplaces are in the living room and family room, while an outdoor kitchen continues the entertaining outside. Beyond the home itself, future owners will enjoy access to all the perks of the Bel Air Ridge community, which offers resort-style amenities such as tennis courts, pickleball, racquetball, basketball, 2 heated pools, a state-of-the-art gym, a private hilltop park, a distinguished clubhouse, and 24/7 security patrol. Maurice White, net worth. When Maurice White passed away in 2016, his net worth was estimated to be between $5 million and $10 million. Most of his wealth came from his hugely successful music career, which included album sales, concerts, and royalties. In addition to his work with Earth, Wind & Fire, White also made a name for himself as a producer, collaborating with major artists like Neil Diamond and Barbra Streisand, further adding to his financial success. every celeb Maurice White had messy affairs with. Like many public figures, Maurice White's life wasn't without its complexities and controversies. One area that drew scrutiny was his personal relationships, with rumors of past indiscretions occasionally surfacing. White was married to Marilyn White, with whom he shared 3 children, a daughter and 2 sons. However, speculations swirled around a possible past romance with singer Angie Stone. The two reportedly connected during a music collaboration, and their shared passion for soulful sounds sparked a deep artistic bond. While their creative chemistry was undeniable, whispers of a deeper personal connection persisted behind the scenes. By the late 1990s, rumors circulated about an alleged affair between White and Stone, raising questions about his commitment to his marriage. Tabloids latched onto these reports, hinting at additional alleged relationships with other women. For fans, these stories painted a stark contrast between White's public image as a devoted family man and the private struggles he may have faced. Beyond personal controversies, White was also entangled in legal disputes in the later years of his life. One of the most notable cases involved allegations that he had failed to properly compensate the late Charles Stepney, one of Earth, Wind and Fire's most influential producers. Stepney, who played a crucial role in shaping the band's sound, was responsible for producing some of their biggest hits, including Shining Star, Mighty Mighty, Devotion, and Sing a Song. He passed away in 1976. Yet decades later, in a lawsuit reported by TMZ, his children claimed that Stepney had never received proper royalty payments for his work with the band. The lawsuit, filed against Maurice White and Sony Music Holdings, Inc., argued that Stepney's family was owed significant back payments dating as far back as 1974. The legal battle cast a new light on Earth, Wind and Fire's financial dealings, and Stepney's lasting yet allegedly uncompensated contributions to the band's legacy. Maurice White's cause of death. White passed away peacefully in his sleep at his Los Angeles home after a long battle with Parkinson's disease, a condition he had been diagnosed with in 1992. The illness forced him to step back from touring in 1994, though he kept his diagnosis private for many years. Despite being unable to perform, White remained deeply involved in Earth, Wind and Fire's business affairs. In 2000, the band was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, further cementing their legacy. To date, Earth, Wind and Fire has sold over 90 million albums worldwide, a testament to their lasting influence on music. Maurice White was committed to living a clean, disciplined life and wanted his bandmates to follow suit. In a 2013 interview with The Telegraph, his younger brother Verdine reflected on Maurice's influence, saying, "We had a strong leader. We really looked up to Maurice. You have to understand that we were 21 years old when we started our journey with Earth, Wind and Fire. Maurice was 31, and so he had done a lot more things than we had. Maurice was interested in establishing a credibility of a different morality about musicians and their lifestyles. So we were into healthy food, meditation, taking vitamins, reading philosophical books, being students of life. While not all of his bandmates were able to completely avoid temptation, Maurice actively discouraged them from using drugs, alcohol, or marijuana, believing that a clear mind and a healthy lifestyle were essential to longevity in music and life. By 2016, White's health had worsened significantly, according to TMZ. After his passing, Verdine shared a heartfelt statement. "My brother, hero, and best friend Maurice White passed away peacefully last night in his sleep. While the world has lost another great musician and legend, our family asks that our privacy is respected as we start what will be a very difficult and life-changing transition in our lives. Thank you for your prayers and well wishes." Outside of his work with Earth, Wind and Fire, White was a highly sought-after producer and composer. He collaborated with some of the biggest names in music, including Cher, Barbra Streisand, Neil Diamond, and Barry Manilow, leaving an indelible mark on the industry. Spirituality and philosophy. Maurice White's music was more than just a blend of soul, funk, and R&B. It was a reflection of his deep spirituality. Influenced by Eastern philosophies, mysticism, and metaphysical teachings, White believed that music had the power to heal, uplift, and unite people. He incorporated these beliefs into Earth, Wind, and Fire's sound, infusing their lyrics with themes of love, unity, self-discovery, and spiritual enlightenment. His fascination with spiritual teachings was evident in songs like Keep Your Head to the Sky, Shining Star, and That's the Way of the World, which carried messages of perseverance, self-belief, and cosmic harmony. White often spoke about the importance of channeling positive energy into his work, viewing music as a universal force capable of transcending racial, cultural, and generational divides. At a time when the world was grappling with social unrest, war, and political turmoil, Earth, Wind, and Fire became a source of hope and light. White's vision for the band extended beyond entertainment. He wanted to create music that inspired people to think beyond their struggles and connect with something greater than themselves. His lyrics, combined with the band's ethereal instrumentation, created a sound that felt almost celestial, earning Earth, Wind, and Fire a devoted global following. Even in his personal life, White remained committed to his spiritual journey. He practiced meditation, read extensively about philosophy, and embraced holistic health practices, which he encouraged his bandmates to adopt as well. His approach to life and art was a testament to his belief that music was not just about sound, it was about energy, consciousness, and the ability to transform the human spirit, charitable work, and legacy. Throughout his career, White was involved in various charitable endeavors, using his platform to support causes related to music education and social justice. His legacy is preserved through the enduring popularity of Earth, Wind, and Fire's music, which continues to inspire new generations. The band's innovative fusion of genres and uplifting messages have left a lasting impact on the music industry and popular culture. Although Maurice White passed away in 2016, his influence persists. Earth, Wind, and Fire continues to perform, honoring his vision and musical standards.